Hey everyone, this is Sean here. Welcome to Building a Business Podcast. This is a show where we embark on an adventure with entrepreneurs across various industries, picking their brains and their hearts on what is it like starting businesses, maintaining, building them, and growing them personally. So Building a Business Podcast is brought to you by Virtual Palace Marketing, rehumanizing your marketing experience. This week we are with Nicholas Heng.
Hi.
Nicholas, Jenyang.
Hi guys.
Hey.
From a little kombucha brand called Scoby. If you can see this, quite an interesting brand. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, so we're going to talk to them on what is it, how they came up with the idea behind the inception of this brand and what plans they have and everything like that. So let's begin with the very beginning, guys. What is the origin of your idea? Where did it come from and how did it happen?
Jenyang, you want to take this?
Oh, me. Okay. I think it started off with Nicholas bringing his bottle of kombucha to work, and I think we were all not very well informed with what kombucha is, and he gave me a giant bottle, and I think I finished it within a day or two, like a liter. Then after that, we didn't really brought up the whole conversation again until one day we just decided, like at the office, hey, you just want to do this as a side business, and that's how it started.
Yeah.
Okay, and how? So that was between Jenyang and Nicholas,
Yeah.
and then Wan Ching came into the business, into the picture as well.
Well, I sort of pulled them together in this group.
Mhm.
We were talking about kombucha, and then I thought it rhymes with the Chinese word 孔布茶. So I created this group just for the fun of it, and then pulled the both of them in, and then we just started talking about it as a 孔布茶. Like, so what's scary about this? So the origin of the name,
hence that
it's
scary.
Sort of, yes.
Yeah.
Scary logos. Oh.
So we went from kombucha, and we thought about the idea of fermented products being quite scary to consume. And to be honest, kombucha, the way Scoby ferments as well, is not a very pretty process. But then, so from there, Jenyang has an affinity for horror themes.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this then. All three of us, we were talking about how maybe we want to create an awareness, let people know how non-scary this is. So with that, we went into talking about, so how should we name it something scary? We went from Halloween sort of looking theme to something like a Casper, to maybe Ghostbusters, and then we went into Scooby-Doo. And then we sort of thought about it. Scooby-Doo. Well, if you've seen an episode of Scooby-Doo, if you remember, it's all about unveiling the mask behind the villain, behind the ghost, and it's always a human, and it becomes sort of like unveiling the truth behind something that's of a mysterious element. So we thought that's really apt with our name, and coincidentally, one of the core ingredients for fermentation process is Scoby. So it just happened. We were really sort of talking. It was just a chat really, and it just happened. Yeah, we just went with it. It felt right. Yeah.
I find your name quite aptly done. It's like Scoby being the ingredient, Boo being like part of kombucha, and the ghost goes Boo, and yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite nicely done.
It was a brilliant idea from Wan Ching. me and Jaehyang would never think of we'll never have this kind of creativity in creating creative names and stuff like that. So Wan Ching is the one who came out with it, and then we were like, whoa, okay, convincing, let's use it.
Yeah. It's a good wordplay. I really appreciate that part of things.
Yeah.
Right. Then so let's talk about yourselves. Each of you, how you guys came into this, and what part do you play in the business itself?
Okay. I start first maybe. Okay. This thing, I actually started off in first MCO because that time we were all working from home, and I got nothing to do at home, so I just and I just thought that why not I go on Google and research a little bit about kombucha, because this thing is still not very famous in Malaysia, but it is all over in the Europe country. So I thought, why not try to search on Google and try to search on Shopee whether they sell the Scoby or not. So that's how I get to try to ferment Scoby on myself at home. And yeah, along the way I got few batches spoiled, and then I got it after that. And when we get back to office, I say, hey, Jaehyang, you can try. Why not you try? Because
he's the lab rat, and
Yeah.
No. So the one that Jaehyang tried was actually your experiment and not something you bought from somewhere.
No. It's not experimenting product. It's a successful product after so many experiments.
Okay.
Yeah, and that actually got some romantic story behind it, because Jaehyang has a very good, very bad stomach where he will burp most of the time. So from what I researched from the thing is that it helps in improving your gut, what do you call that, health. Yeah, a general gut health. So I say, Jaehyang, try this. So he tell me, after he drink it, he likes it, and he never burped for that time.
Such a caring friend, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Then continue to the story where Jaehyang told you just now. After that we didn't talk about it for quite some time, and then Wan Ching came into picture, and that's how I are in this picture. Yeah.
So Nicholas is the main head of production. He's
Production manager.
Yeah, production manager.
He's the one with the lab, lah.
He's also the R&D department where he experiment with flavors and come up with really interesting, innovative flavors. One of the reasons being because I guess among the three of us, Nicholas has the most knowledge in brewing.
Yep.
And
a lot of failure, try different flavor, different brewing method, and I even try different type of Scoby. I don't know if there's this thing exists or not. Different type of Scoby, you produce different flavor, but end up it's all the same. So yeah, a lot of experiment there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as a small business, I guess we are still constantly refining our technique.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of our key priority for us to constantly refine our brew. And then maybe we talk about Jaehyang's role.
Yeah, so let's talk about Wan Ching's role first, because I think that will make my role make more sense. So Wan Ching is generally managing the brand. Sorry?
No. Do you want to let Wan Ching talk or not?
Oh.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So Wan Ching is generally managing the brand as a whole. So initially we actually wanted to engage him as a external designer, but he put in so much effort in it, and we do see a lot of brand ownership from his thoughts. So we decided to bring him in and do the entire branding instead of just engaging him as an external designer. So now whatever the packaging, the social media, anything graphic related, narrative related, it's all from Wan Ching. So he is generally managing the essence of the brand lah. And where I come in is stringing timeline, meeting timeline,
Excel.
most of the back-end stuff like operations,
Excels.
accounts, Excels, projection. So basically that's how we three work, and I think it's a very equal balance between all three of us.
Yeah. So you're in charge of all the VLOOKUPs and the pivot tables and stuff.
VLOOKUPs, and generally bossing people around. It's like, hey, do your work.
Okay.
But I guess although we all wear different hats, we do discuss very closely because it's a small business. We would like to put everyone has different strengths, and we always involve everyone in all discussion.
Yeah.
For example, color choices, it would always be me proposing and then for us to discuss. Even the narrative, the copywriting, we all go through all of it together. When Nicholas produces some new flavors, he would let us try, and we would come together as a team and make the best judgment together.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take it on that one, right? Because you started your company, when was this? In November last year?
Yeah. Early November. Yeah.
So that's essentially 3 months old, right?
Yeah.
And you would have needed to start the company under a part remote setting.
Correct.
So are you guys collaborating remotely?
Now yes, but initially we do meet up once or twice every week. Discussing stuff in person still makes more impact than going it online, fully online.
Yeah. That's true.
It's also
Okay.
better for communication breakdown to happen as well. Then we would be able to work it out on the spot immediately.
Okay. The next one is let's look at the distribution of your product. I mean, I follow your Instagram, so I know what's going on. And but the thing is, do you have any plans for distribution? How far you want to go? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be like the giant distribution type, or do you want to be the niche market type of product?
Our distribution now is generally mostly online focused because it's the most cost friendly one to do also. But moving on, we are actually looking at getting a few stockists to take our kombucha to sell at their places. So for now, we are focusing on digital first, then we are slowly moving into physical, because I think we understand how important physical awareness is also to food and beverages.
Yeah, I guess it is a bit of a chicken and egg point now, right?
Yeah.
You need stockists to push your products, and you need products out there for your stockists to be sold onto it.
Yeah.
That kind of position. When you talk about online, where are you distributing them? Are you having your own site or Lazada, Shopee?
We are mainly focused on Instagram first, Instagram and WhatsApp business. Moving on, we are looking at, I think two, if I'm not mistaken, two small marketplaces, online marketplaces that usually supports neighborhood food, like people who cooks their food at home and just wants to sell the extra portion to other people, like those kind. Because Shopee and Lazada is very crowded, and I don't think it's the best spot for us to market our products as well.
Okay. All right. And yeah. Okay. Those are.
To add to that as well, maybe I think our priority, our focus now is really keeping our operation strong first and building it up first, to make sure at least we can meet the demands and engage with most of our customers before expanding too quickly and too fast. And sort of losing control of what we can be doing. And
Okay.
because, like what we said, the quality of the kombucha really is needs to be one of our priorities.
Okay. So I'm correct to rephrase it like this few months will be kind of like your test run to see what areas that need to be fixed. It's a place where you learn how the whole operation works and how to grow and things like that, right?
Yep.
And yeah, do you have any, let's say, projection for maybe the next 6 months or the next 12 months, maybe by November 2021, when you celebrate your first anniversary? Where do you think you would want to be? I mean, yeah, you can dream and, you know.
Globalized, like.
Oh wow! I think
Overseas.
I'm more realistic. I think we would want it to be pretty strong on the digital space, at least that's for the brand first, because I still think that going into physical spaces, it's a bit tricky for us, and we all have like day jobs technically, so it's quite hard to approach stockists in the day when we are set at the office.
Are you planning for this? Are the three of you planning for this to be to replace your day job, or it will just be a fun on the side, passionate thing?
Yeah, we talked about it before this,
Yes.
right? Jian?
Yeah.
That is Jen Young's ultimate goal, that to turn this into a day job.
Yeah, that's mine, a full-time job.
Yeah, but of course we are more than happy to, if we are, if the business can sustain, it can afford, you can replace our day job pay, and why not?
Yeah.
I guess this is the chicken and egg kind of situation as well, like what you mentioned. Like basically, it all started out as fun, as a side thing, but eventually it grew into something that requires more responsibility, and we realized that things you can't put half effort into things and expect it to be growing on its own. So some of us is definitely looking on taking a full-time role, but I guess we will all still be putting our best efforts into this. But some people among the three of us, maybe like me, I still have other things that I need to focus on as well, and eventually maybe letting go of some responsibilities in the process, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. I like that you have big dreams for this. And so far in the past few months, right? What are the top struggles that you have been facing with starting it off?
I think communication is one thing for all of us.
Yeah.
Being friends and being colleagues or partners to work with has very different dynamics, and I think some of the time when we communicate, we think we are playing the colleague role, but actually you're playing the friend role, and it doesn't really fit a lot of the time. So there were a few spats. I wouldn't call it arguments, like a few spats here and there, but it's all resolved. But the problem with this is generally because mostly it's done through text, and text is actually a very horrible place to communicate ideas, because you normally read it in whatever tone you want to read it, and sometimes
it doesn't transpire the feelings.
Yeah. So communication is one of them.
Yeah. I think I can relate with you on this one, because I started Virtual Palace Marketing with a very close friend. I knew him since 10. So in the very beginning, it was very tough for us to split this two, the colleague and the friend. So he is my best friend. So to split these two is very difficult. But then we kind of learned how to, when we are in the working mode, we will argue all the time, because the way he looks at things is very different from the way I look at things, and we have disagreements all around, And we understand that we need each other to kind of bring us back into reality, because I'm a kind of person who thinks that I can do everything in the world and everything is possible. So yeah, then he's the kind of guy who comes in and said, no, this one doesn't make sense because. So he's kind of like, he just slaps me across the face. So yeah, so we disagree on these kind of things, but once the work part is done, we drop it aside and then we switch to friends and we just don't talk about these things anymore.
Yeah. That's basically me and Wan Ching, most of the time.
I'll be like shipping overseas tomorrow, and then Jayang's be like,
I'm like, no, we are doing local, not overseas.
It is quite difficult because we had a mismatch of expectations. Like what we said started out something
One
fun.
thing I cannot hear you.
Expectations.
Your line is cut.
Sorry.
Yeah, Wan Ching, your line is a bit.
Sorry, a bit choppy.
You can just you can just
Repeat.
repeat what you said just now, so we get it.
From where?
From the moment you started talking. Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, okay. I think we were talking about mismatch of expectations. So I think like what we were talking about, something that started off as a hobby, as a fun as a side thing. Everyone puts in different effort, and we all have different expectations of one another, and also different expectations about the business and the growth. And I think it wasn't until recently where we all sat down together and spoke about this that it became more apparent and aligning all these values, and that we were able to see things more easily and work together more efficiently.
Yeah.
I think that is the key thing, right? Because if you don't align and set a common goal, everybody will define what they're doing very differently. One will say, oh, it's just a for fun thing. Another one, like, really wants to replace their day job with it. Then two people will put two different type of effort in it.
Correct.
Yeah. That's good.
And
That's
I
good.
guess
That's amazing.
it's sort of it has actually been a journey of building our trust in each other since November, and I guess that's still sort of growing on this.
Okay, that's amazing. That's brilliant. It's good to hear from you guys. Thanks for agreeing to do this. And I guess we can call it an episode for today. We'll come back again next month, and we will pick up from here and see what's changed in the past month, and whether you have sorted out a lot of communication issues, whether there are new struggles that come in place in the past month, and whether your milestones have changed or whatever it is. Right. Thank you very much, Jen Yang, Nicholas, and Wan Ching. All the best to Scoby Boo. I will send you a copy of this along with the transcript so you can disseminate as you wish.
Okay.
It's all about getting the noise out there, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Very much.